So the next recording is I'm excited. This is from a solo podcaster who really loves video games. And when he's not playing video games, he's thinking about video games. And when he's not thinking about video games, he is coming up with the archetype, the layout, the structure, the philosophical differences between video games, so he can rest at night knowing that he kind of categorized things in his own way. Without further ado, Raymond is going to entice us and let us know what should we buy, what should we not buy. Without further ado, here he is.
Hi everybody and welcome to The Goats. Every episode we compare two games similar in genre that you love and see which one is more worth playing based on what your preferences are. I'm your host Raymond. Grab some snacks, sit back and relax, and listen to our audiobook map as we navigate to find the jungles of the internet to find the game of all time. Today, this episode's genre is sandbox adventure, and I've got the most perfect game versus game for you today. We will be talking about Minecraft and Terraria. These two games are very similar, and most people agree that Terraria is just 2D Minecraft. Even though I do not agree, I will respect that opinion and hopefully prove it wrong. I'm going to tell you all the things that you should know about Terraria and Minecraft. First up, we have the fan-favorite sandbox game, Minecraft. This game is all about doing what you want to do and how you do it. Not much progression other than get good gear, find a portal into reverse hell, and kill a giant black lizard. My favorite part of this game is that it's fun and engaging when you play it vanilla, but if you add a bunch of mods in, it becomes a whole other game. Mods stand for modifications, by the way. This adds a ton of replayability and it makes a very good classic must-have game. But for this review, I will only be talking about unmodded vanilla Minecraft. Now, without further ado, let's review. The difficulty of this game is pretty low. I see this even though I haven't beaten the Ender Dragon yet, so you might be wondering why. The learning curve is fairly low and it's easy to pick up the game but hard to master it. You can either beat the game in under 30 minutes or you can play it over 5 years. After playing the other modes such as hard mode and hardcore mode, all there is to the other modes is that enemies hit harder and there are more limitations to your gaming. The graphics for this game are not perfect, but the quaint, cute, blocky style will grow on you very soon. This game is loved both by adults and kids, and I think this is the reason. Even though the game is made up of only blocks, Mojang has made so many creative decisions with them. There are beds, flowers, frogs, dragons, and countless tools and different armor sets, and weapon options. The people responsible for the graphics are honestly amazing. I have looked at these color cubes for so long, and yet I have never gotten sick of them. Now, the playability is very easy and good. The mechanics don't overload your mind, and you are able to learn them very quickly. Again, people of all ages learn these mechanics and controls and are able to play Minecraft, and that really shows us how easy it is to play and to have fun with it. Very simple, nothing much, just walking around using lost keys. Now, let's talk about the price. The average price throughout many websites I have visited is about $25 US. Some places, such as Nintendo, make you pay $60, while others just give you $10 for it. Now that the base price is out of the way, there are still some subscriptions and extra things you can buy. These include cosmetics and better servers. The best thing about Minecraft is that making an account to go on public servers is free. There are countless, limitless amounts of creativity on the different servers, and you can access them all with a click of a button. Let's get to the important part, the lore. There isn't much lore in Minecraft, particularly because it's a sandbox game where you can make your own story, but the ending where you beat the game is cool, I guess. It adds a bunch of depth for why you are in the game and how the world came to be and stuff like that. Overall, very little story, but a good make-your-own-adventure kind of game. Now, this game is very popular. There are huge amounts of fans and fan bases super in-depth into the gameplay, and there are whole websites and YouTube channels dedicated to just Minecraft news and updates. I know, every game has its dedicated fan bases, but the people that are fans are so devoted solely to Minecraft. People of all ages form together advance and fan arts and much more interesting things to honor this absolute masterpiece of a game, and I'm personally one of them. The people that devote hours into this absolute masterpiece of a game, basically Minecraft, truly enjoy the game and make people a lot more interested in it by showing them the endless amounts of possibilities for what you build. You can quite literally do anything in Minecraft, and that's why it's so fun and so good for so many people. And with that, we are moving on to Terraria. Terraria is a 2D game where you can mine, craft, and basically do anything that Minecraft offers. I'm going to explain Terraria progression just a little bit. Okay, here we go. So you chop some trees and build a house and mine and find an eye thing, a long thing, or even a brain thing, and a bee thing, and a king thing, and explore marble, granite, snow, and desert, and some floating islands and meteorites in the ocean, and to build some homes for people to come and live with you, and then to fight some goblins, so you go to the dungeons to fight a spooky thing, and you fight Keith in the shadow chest to open some molten armor and become an absolute beast. Then you drop a voodoo doll in hell to murder your god and spawn a wall of flesh that shoots lasers at you, and once you kill him, you can noob again in the world you thought you dominated and smash some demon things that spawn some rare materials in your world, so you mine them and craft some fancy new armor, then fight queen thing and murder some unicorns, and then you ride a unicorn. Then fight some pirates and a super long thing and a super spooky thing, and hey, guess what, the eye thing had 2 robot brothers made up of metal, oh god, and then you fight some angel armor and Arthur's holy sword, then go to the underground dungeon to fight a heavy metal planet and go to a lizard temple where they try to eat when you kill their guardian. Then fight some popular film monsters that go to the dungeon to fight some Navy SEAL skeletons, to fight a mutant pigfish, or maybe a pumpkin or 2, or even else, or even some Martians, or even the old ones army, which I forgot about. And then fight a lunatic cultist which spawns some fresh peers in the world, and you have to kill them all, and this Moon of the Lord spawns. Lord of the Moon spawns. And then you have to destroy his eyes and rip his heart out. Then he drops a nice loot for you. Anyway, there is a huge difference between these two games. Fighting mechanics. For Minecraft, it mainly focuses on building and surviving in an open world where you make your own story. There aren't many options for fighting. The main option you have is just swinging your sword and shooting your bow. Very classic and very limited. In Terraria, there is much more lore and story that you can follow to get a better understanding of the world you are in and what kind of monsters there are. There are over 100 different weapons to collect, and they are so perfectly made. There are so many choices you can pick for weapons, including many different classes such as melee, ranger, mage, and summoner. In my personal opinion, Terraria has much more to offer than Minecraft since there is so much to collect. But if you want to express yourself and just play the game relaxingly and hate grinding, then Terraria might not be the game for you. Now, without further ado, let's compare. Terraria, we have the difficulty. The difficulty for Terraria is hard to describe since there are much more difficulties than the base game. I say base game because there are much more mods, but I'll save that for another podcast. You can either choose to be an actual god, or you can make it so hard that even taking damage from the most simple enemy instantly kills you. Also, different from Minecraft, Terraria has many different enemies and items that are exclusive to the other modes. For the purpose of this review, I will be talking about base difficulty and weapon acquisition. There are many different ways to play the game. You can progress normally and see yourself slowly become the most powerful being in the universe, or you can collect every item in the game, you can roleplay as a murdering landlord that makes NPCs fear for their non-existent lives, and the list goes on and on and on. For that reason, I say the game needs some getting into and playing for a bit while, so you know what to do and how to do it. It's pretty hard without help to progress in the game, in my opinion. There are internal helping NPCs like the guide, but the tips are vague and don't help you that much. Now, the graphics for Terraria, in my opinion, are better than Minecraft. Hear me out. The graphics are better because the amount of things you can create with just pixels. You might argue that Minecraft is also just pixels, but it's also 3D. You can move on an infinite plane. 2D games can squeeze the last remaining artistic power out of every pixel. Plus, I personally think the people in the Terraria are more talented people, but that's just my opinion. Most of the items in vanilla Terraria look like they're from a mod or something. This is probably why Terraria is a fantasy game and Minecraft is trying to be more realistic. Which is why it isn't fair for people to say that Terraria is 2D Minecraft. Terraria has more things to offer and is a totally different game. Even though it has some similar mechanics, it's pretty different. The playability has not much to say. Like I said before, it's a complicated game to get the hang of, but once you remember what a button does what, it becomes much easier. One thing I have to say that, for me personally, I feel like there are a lot more controls than Minecraft to get a hang of, so you have to really play the game to know all of them. Other than that, it's a simple game with medium-level controls. Now, the price for Terraria is very good compared to Minecraft. Most gaming platforms just sell the game for about $10 or $5. This is a great price for the game where you can just relax and do whatever you want. Now, you might say that Minecraft is the same and just costs more. What's the difference between a few bucks? Well, if you buy Minecraft, there's still stuff to buy, such as cosmetics and custom servers. For Terraria, after you pay the entry fee, you have access to all the content and vanity items in the game. Huge differences are the free vanity items that you can get in Terraria, and you still need to pay for extra vanity items in Minecraft. Although you can still argue that you need to buy an external program to run multiplayer on Terraria that costs about $5, it's still lower than Minecraft's spending curve. Lastly, not lastly, we still have more to go. It's time for the lore. For me personally, I know that the lore is much better than Terraria than Minecraft. I think that Terraria's lore is really cool, and the Redigit team puts so much effort into making things cool and make sense. And that is really amazing considering how much they have added. You can learn a lot more of this lore in the game, and you don't really need that many external sources other than the wiki to really understand or be interested in the lore. In the end of Terraria, after you beat the Moon Lord, you can take a look into the future since there is a cutscene integrated into the credits. There are also additional texts and descriptions of items and monsters that give you a bit more information on how they came to be and why they killed the player and stuff like that. Most of the most important lore is on the official websites and Twitter, but you can also learn more about this in the base game because the creators made the game as easy to understand as possible and why you can go to certain places. Of course, you are confused as heck most of the time, but we can just ignore that and appreciate this game. Now, lastly, the popularity. This made me very sad when I realized when I made a server in my school that the majority of people don't know what Terraria is, and the others thought that it was just basically 2D Minecraft. Google says that Terraria was made first, but I think that's just a release date. I mean, I get it. Since Minecraft is a famous and popular game, many people want that kind of recognition. So they make clones of the game that are so horrible, it's pretty hilarious. This makes it hard to differentiate between a simple Minecraft clone money grab and a good game that has survival sandbox characteristics, such as Forester and others. Because of this, the fact that Minecraft was released first, Terraria has not gotten the global fans that it deserves. And with that, it's time to wrap up this review. Minecraft is a popular, low difficulty, high quality, easy to play, reasonably priced, make your own story game. Terraria is an underrated, medium difficulty, super high quality, hard to pick up, amazingly priced RPG game. If you want to have a fun time doing your own thing and being able to absolutely do anything, pick up Minecraft at Steam. If you want to have an action-packed game that has hours worth of different things to do and is basically an MMORPG, but with sandbox survival elements, get Terraria on any platform. And with that, now you should know what game you want to play more, or maybe you just want to play both. That's fine too. I'm only telling you which game is more for which people. I don't have an opinion. Terraria is better. Hey, what did I say? Now, for the next podcast, we will be talking about Genshin Impact and Zelda Breath of the Wild, so tune in next time on Goats, and this is the end. Goodbye.